All right, folks. Hi, this is Pete Friedman with CentralTrack.com. It is shortly after 6 o'clock, probably approaching 6:30. Yep, and we are here at City Hall Plaza for the 11th straight day of police brutality protests in downtown Dallas. We are currently seeing a small gathering, maybe about, 30 people thus far, for a event that was slated to start at 6 p.m. People are still trickling in, it appears. This is unique in that this event was organized by a young black woman who have been a part of a number of organizations launching this. I know Not My Son is one, was responsible for organizing the protests in this exact location on Saturday. Pardon me, the days are kind of blurring a little bit together. But this is yet another ongoing demonstration. Interestingly, Chief Hall at a public safety meeting today at City Hall, or perhaps on Zoom, I'm not entirely sure, announced a couple of extended measures, including beyond the already announced duty to intervene initiative that she announced last week. This latest round of announcements says that officers will be required to announce before shooting, and also that they will be I forget. It's been a long week, guys. You can visit centraltrack.com and our Twitter feed for more information. Things are just slowly kind of starting here. As you can see, there's a truck over there promoting free water. There's plenty of water here as well. Things are just getting underway. I am aware of at least one other demonstration going on tonight at 7 p.m. at DPD HQ. That one is organized by Dominique Alexander and the Next Generation Action Network and is promoted as a memorial for George Floyd and a protest against police brutality. It should be said that I think there's at least a little bit of healthy skepticism about that organization in the wake of their leading the event a week ago today that led to the ambush on Large Marge, in which 674 Dallasites were detained, and frankly, many more than that, traumatized by being kettled, confined, and frankly assaulted by DPD and DPS officers. So in the wake of that, I think there's a healthy skepticism towards following that same organization, and we've also seen a number of organizations kind of launch in the wake of that. So we're just kind of waiting for things to get underway here. That young woman in the shorts and shoulder satchel, I'm told, is the organizer. We might try to get a word with her here shortly. Let's go talk to Davy J. Let's talk to Davy J, who's been our correspondent on the scene this week. Guys, this is Davy J. Davy, we are live.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody?
Davy has been one of our tireless correspondents for Central Track this week.
We out here, man.
What do you know about this event today?
I know that, I believe from, I know there was a march that kept going last night after the DFW, the Dallas Depot and Brewery to Fair Park.
Yep.
People broke off and kept marching.
And kept coming back to City Hall.
Yeah.
Which is a long walk.
To like 10:30ish or so.
Yeah. And then they went to Uptown afterwards.
Yeah. And I think at the end of it, people were just asking when's the next one for tomorrow. And this lady named Shima, who's over there, she put it together ad hoc from what I hear, and just like, yo, let's do something today. And that's pretty much all I know about this one. So
yeah, we know there's another event at 7 p.m. at DPD HQ, but I'm also aware of some other activity that's going to be going on here. Hi. Hey. What's going on? No, it's okay. We're with Central Track.
You want to talk to the lady over there?
I'm going to go talk to her right now.
Oh, but yeah.
Hey, who are you? I'm Pete with Central Track.
Natalie.
Nice to meet you, Natalie. Natalie with the morning news. We'll let Natalie go first, and then we'll talk to her later. Davey, so it seems like things, at least somewhat, in terms of tensions, have de-escalated some since Monday. Is that a fair estimation?
I think that's pretty fair, man. I feel like my personal opinion is since before they lifted curfew, they were not going to antagonize anybody until after curfew because then they'll have justification. But even still, I did a couple marches in and out the curfew zone up until they released it, and cops have come by and observed, but I haven't seen any direct action other than the one I was on Friday where people blocked the intersection and cops showed up. But there hasn't been any use of force to my knowledge in the ones I've been participating in.
I think DPD is aware of the public relations disaster on their hand in the wake of Monday on the bridge, which has been a week since then. You were detained on the bridge.
Yes, I was.
What is it's been a week. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I definitely think it was a show of force. For me, talking to officers and the FBI and the stadies on the ground, it was pretty...
FBI?
The FBI was there. Yeah, I talked to an FBI guy. And they brought the FBI in because they have mobile fingerprint scanners.
Okay.
And if you're not in the system, or if you don't have your ID but you're in the system, they can go ahead and pull you up. But FBI said it was peaceful and we weren't going to get arrested. DPD said we were going to get charged.
And then didn't, yeah.
That, and they didn't separate us. They were just zip tying everybody willy-nilly, and they didn't separate people into no ID, or male or female.
Yeah,
and
there was kind of mass confusion.
Yeah, so that operation didn't seem like it was going to... It didn't seem like they knew what the hell was going on either.
All right, well, Davey, thank you for all the hard work you've done this week. This is the face behind the voice you've been hearing. So shout out to Davey. I know I've been out. This is my 5th of 11th day out doing this. Davey's been out like
6. I've stayed home 3 times since this all started.
So this is your 8th day.
Yeah.
Yeoman's work, my man. Thank you for
appreciate it.
for everything you've been doing.
Thanks, everybody.
Excuse me, are you Shima? I'm with centraltrack.com. We've been live streaming all this.
We've been watching. We've been following you.
Can I ask you a couple questions on camera?
Sure.
I'm live right now.
Okay.
So, Shima, can you just identify yourself and tell us what's going on here today?
Yes. So my name is Shima Kashaka.
I'm just gonna put this kind of interface to make
That's
sure we
okay.
get you on camera with the audio.
That's cool. I am one of the protesters that have been out here this whole past week, and over the course of the past week, I've been meeting people. We've been kind of sharing the same views, the same ideas, so we kind of just came together last night and decided to try and do one ourselves.
Yeah.
We haven't really been feeling the organized protests that have been...
So you haven't been feeling?
Right.
Okay.
We have not been just feeling we haven't shared the same momentum, the same energy, and most of it the same views. So
then what is the energy and view you hope to get across this evening?
The energy and the views that I hope to get across this evening, my main thing is to not lose focus. A lot of the organizations, I'm not saying they don't need funding, of course they do, but I am seeing this more as an opportunity for a lot of the organizations to gain members, recognition, donations, whereas we're just here for the movement.
So there is no organization behind this. It's just straight up.
Yeah, everyone's
people.
Just, like I said, we're just here and we.
So how did you get the word out? I know there was like some flyers.
Yeah. So crazy thing is, last night whenever we were marching, the Dallas magazine, and he had a young woman that said that they make flyers and they'll be happy to make a flyer for me.
Okay, cool.
For today. So she literally made the flyer last night, and she said she sent it out, and so we hope for a good turnout.
So it's scheduled to start at 6. What's kind of the plan?
So the plan is, well, we're trying to decide that right now. I have some people that are actually like I said, we're a collective thought group. So the plan right now is at 7. We plan to discuss some things on how everyone kind of wants to move. Like I said, it's a collective thing. I'm thinking we're going to head over to Dallas Police Headquarters.
Okay, because there is a demonstration there at 7
so
as well.
Over there as well.
Was it important that this was separate from that?
Yes.
Why is that?
That it's important that this is separate from all of them.
Okay.
Simply because, like I said, the organizations kind of have their own agendas.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're here together and not with any of those organizations, because our agenda is one thing: Black Lives Matter, police brutality needs to stop, the funding needs to be divided. All of that is literally it for us.
Can I see what your shirt says?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So Shima, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, how old are you? What part of town are you from?
So I am 24 years old. I am from Fort Worth, Texas, actually.
Do you stay in Dallas now?
I actually don't stay in Dallas now. The reason I decided Dallas is because I spend a lot of time out here. Since high school, I spend a lot of time out here. A lot of my friends live out here, and I see a lot more issues here in Dallas than I do in Fort Worth and Arlington and other cities of the Metroplex. The Dallas Police Department has some serious.
You think more so than others?
Yes,
okay.
Definitely more than others. That they have some things to work on. So if I can use my thoughts, my opinions, the things that I care about and that these people care about to ignite some sort of change in Dallas community, I'm here for it. That's what I'm out
so can I get your last name and where you went to high school, or are you trying not to?
That information, not yet.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm being kind of.
Is there a way in which, if people want to get more information about stuff you might be involved with, they can follow or anything like that?
That when I decide that, I will.
Okay, you'll reach out. Okay, cool.
But for right now, like I said, we're just kind of going with the flow.
Cool.
For right now.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
You're welcome.
How many days have you been out?
Since Tuesday. So
every day since Tuesday?
Every single day since
Tuesday because were you inspired in the wake of the bridge incident?
Yes.
Okay.
That incident, and I'm glad you said that because it's been a lot of light shed on that, and it's not that I don't want to shed light on that.
Yeah.
I just want to focus more on the positive that's happened after that.
Yeah.
As a result of that, because a lot of people.
What are you seeing?
The peaceful protest.
Yeah.
At Tuesday night, literally after Monday. Tuesday night, we were out here. We were protesting. There wasn't a single arrest.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single injury. Literally after people should have been 1,000 times more angry, we circle back the next day and we're here peacefully. And every day after we're peacefully.
To what do you credit that? Is it people are acting differently? Is the DPD acting differently?
I'm being careful here.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm not too sure of all of this just yet, but I'm proud of the community.
Okay.
Super proud of the community because, like I said, I feel like they thought we would have been 1,000 times more angry, which we were. Yeah. But we reacted the complete opposite way of what I'm sure everyone assumed how we would react.
Yeah, so you're proud of the community.
I'm proud of that.
Cool.
The Dallas police now, I feel like they're different because of that.
Yeah.
So your community has seen what you guys did and how we reacted to it.
Yeah.
So I don't feel, well, they know that after that happens, you can't keep the same tactics that you've been doing because we're no longer acting like that.
Yeah.
And we just want to be heard. So, and I feel like they realize that now.
So there's been some documentation out as far as some demands. I know that In Defense of Black Lives Dallas put out a list of 10 demands. Do you have any particular demands that you're hoping to be met?
Still trying to get my thoughts together on that. Like I said, it's a huge work in progress. Yeah. We have a lot of work to do. So I would just like more time for myself. I know that the defunding of the police is one of the top
defunding them
ones, yes.
So kind of last question, because I know you got to talk to people. This is the 11th straight day of protests in Dallas dating back to last Friday, 2 Fridays ago. Why is it important that people keep coming out?
Because so that everyone knows that this was not just a trend. We're not just out here because it looks cool. Yeah. We're not just out here because it's just what everyone's doing. No, we're out here and we're going to continue to be out here. That's why it's important for people to keep coming to show that we're going to continue to be out here until we see some real changes being made. This is not just a little fling for the week. No, we're going to keep going.
All right,
so
Shima,
that's why it's important.
Thank you so much for your time, and appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys heard that. That was Shima, the young woman who organized tonight's event. It is, I guess, approaching the 7 o'clock hour here at City Hall. We're going to wait to see what happens. Again, as Shima noted, there's a demonstration happening also at DPD HQ this evening at 7 o'clock, and it's possible that this one might go check out that one, but it's also important, as you heard from Shima and the other organizers of this event, that the people here are not are kind of intentionally not aligning themselves with the organization behind that one. So we're just gonna kind of hang out here for a minute, maybe talk to a few more people, and wait to see exactly what the next step is. I would say this is a very young crowd. It looks like Shima's about to address the crowd. Shima's now kind of repeating what she just told us, which is that she feels it's important that this is separate from other organizations. She is 24 years old, and this is the first time she's organized something like this. She's saying at some point this demonstration will march and chant "No Justice, No Peace" through Uptown. All right, she just confirmed that this group will be marching toward Dallas Police Headquarters to just scope out the scene over there, which I'm excited about because I wanted to do as well. I think it's important to say that this group is just kind of a ad hoc gathering of like-minded, peaceful-minded demonstrators. I'd say at this point we're approaching 50. She's reminding people to grab some water. With very little experience, I think this is a pleasingly organized event. If you have not made it out to these and you plan on coming out to these, dehydration is real. It is very important to stay hydrated throughout all this. If you are marching, it is hot out here. About 20 degrees hotter in the sun than in the shade. So, hydration is of the utmost importance. I know I yesterday had a headache all day long from just like continued dehydration. And I don't know that I've drank as much water in the last week or so as I have. I don't know if in my previous life if I've drank as much water as I have in the last week or so. So even through intentional effort, you kind of want to just drink more. But I think that's something that most native Dallasites know at this point, considering how hellish it can get here in July and August. So right now, yeah, people are gearing up to water up and then head DPD HQ way. Thank you for watching. If you support this coverage, please visit centraltrack.com/help or patreon.com/centraltrack. We should be going for a while. I've got 3 backup batteries on me today, so we're getting in our steps today. I think it's also important to note that even with all the water bottles and everything, I think people have done a very good job of cleaning up after themselves and putting things into the trash.
It's a list. Maybe it's a list. It's a list, so maybe.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna wait to see it. Yeah, no, it's definitely.
So we have water, we have Gatorade, we have snacks, we have fruit.
Dallas could at least watch.
I mean, okay, you guys. Some people are saying wait, some people are saying we're ready to go. So let's vote on it. Y'all ready to go? Yeah! Y'all ready to go? Yeah! Are you sure? Yeah! No justice? No peace! No justice?
All right, no waiting. We are on the move. And heading into the sun. Bike. Looks like they're going to try to stay in the shade as long as possible, which is a welcome, welcome move. Dave, you want to walk with? Is anyone sticking behind with this stuff?
No.
Well, maybe it'll be here for tomorrow. All right, so the group has grown. I'd say we're at about 70.
No peace. No peace. No peace. Now. Justice. Now.
Yeah, nobody's watching it. I asked Shima.
Okay.
Baby Yoda.
Sex is cool, but have you ever fucked the system? I like that one. Reading the story.
All right, they're taking to the actual street. People are entering the street. This is a very young crew. Definitely 20s. Crowd now chanting, "We are the revolution." I saw at least one person with their bag marked with medic. Got people walking by or driving by. The person has supplies and a sign. This man has bought them Jean on the back of his backpack. I'm going to try to catch up a little bit to the group. Looks like it's a random car back there. Looks like this guy on the bike has been trying to stop traffic as intersections approach. catching up right now. Excuse me. We got a guy running up to ask that they slow the pace some. As our coverage is repeatedly said all week long when cars pass by and honk, definitely ups the morale. Little Tupac changes. Hopefully that audio doesn't cut out the stream. It's like they're slowing now to allow people to catch up some. It looks like they're trying to shut down this intersection. Whew. It's a hot one tonight. They're making a big circle. You're at the intersection?
George Floyd!
I am, yeah.
I'm Steve.
George Floyd! Oh, hey, Steven, what's up, man?
Black Lives Matter!
So this is the same intersection, Young and Griffin. This has been kind of a flashpoint area throughout all this. Looks like this shutdown is done. But earlier on in the week, 2 Fridays ago, this is where police first clashed with protesters. Looks like we're going down Griffin or Lamar. That's TBD. Looks like we're going down Griffin.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Black Lives Matter!
I don't know who needs to hear this, but marching is great exercise.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Hold on. Black Lives
All right, so not all chants are.
You say Black Lives Matter. You say Blue Lives Murder. Black
So yeah,
Lives Matter. Blue Lives Murder. Black Lives Matter.
they're not chanting Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Murder.
Black Lives Matter. Blue Lives Murder. Black Lives Matter. Blue Lives Murder. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. We are. Revolution. 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 Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Say her name. Breonna Taylor. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. All lives can't matter till what? Black Lives Matter. All lives can't matter till what? Black Lives Matter. All lives can't matter till what? Black Lives Matter. Defund.
There's a strong contingent of cars. Crowd now chanting defund DPD. I want to point out there are cars behind. If you can see that. Seems like one chant leader goes as long as they can, and then someone takes over. All right, there's a helicopter. We've seen those all week. It is hovering above DPDHQ, which is where this is headed.
Off my neck. Off my neck. Off my neck. Off my neck.
Crowd now chanting, "Take your knee off my neck."
Off my neck. Off my neck. I can't breathe.
Now, I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. No peace. No peace.
This is absolutely one of the hotter nights. Fortunately, so long as this stuff continues, the forecast calls for cooler nights in the nights to come.
No peace, fuck these racist ass police. No peace, fuck these racist ass police.
I think the speed is slowed some as already tire sets in.
Justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
I think the helicopter has discovered this group, and which is now crossing over 30 at Griffin. People are moving to the edge of the overpass to share their signs with those driving by. Some cars are honking. Cars honking by. Cars on the highway honking along. Not a ton, but a few honks. And again, the man in the bike stopping traffic. Destination here is DPD HQ, where a Next Generation Action Network organized a memorial for George Floyd and protests against police brutality has, we believe, just recently kicked off at 7 o'clock.
No peace! 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 Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Justice! Now! Shut it down! Justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Our street! Our street! Our street! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! Defund DPD! Defund DPD! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
These are the Southside Flat apartments. That is where Botham Jean was murdered by former DPD officer Amber Geiger.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
We've got an onlooker and her dog. That is a very good boy. There are some cars behind. They mostly have signs, so it looks like they're with the march and not disturbed by it or having their route cut off by it. Sorry about that. An Amber Alert caused that brief pause.
Oh, goddamn, it's hot.
We have entered the Cedars neighborhood just south of downtown Dallas. We're approaching Dallas Police Headquarters. Kind of a roundabout route.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
That was a
No
powerful stop sign.
Blue lives murder!
Blue lives murder!
Slight incline, which is always not welcome. Some more onlookers.
No peace!
It needs to be said just how hot it is out here and how difficult it is to breathe in a mask.
What?
I'm just saying it's hot out here and tough to breathe. All right, they're gathering here before moving on.
We're gonna chant as loud as we can, past Dallas headquarters, and then we're gonna circle back, and we're going back. We're not stopping. We're gonna keep walking. We're gonna keep chanting. Hopefully we pick up some people, but we're here to disrupt that one. That's why we're over here to disrupt that one.
They're really just going to be doing a march by, it seems like. Gonna take a quick water break. That was an impressive group, considering how quickly they came together. So Shima is spreading the word about just kind of the march by. We will make that decision on the call if we stick with this group or check out the other one. I will say for sure, this group is louder than the one that's approaching. So I think it is important to note that this group actively does not want to be associated with the other one. So we are seeing some fracturing amongst the protest and activist community. This other group really isn't even acknowledging the arrival of this one.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
Let's kind of briefly look at this. This is more performance oriented. Someone is singing. These medics are providing water to this group. And the media is churning this other one. It looks like some people are even leaving this group to come with another. The media and some stragglers. Size is growing. Hey man, I'm with CentralTrack.com. I'm live right now. I heard you complaining about that. What did you think of that?
Well, they're out there having a celebration. Why don't they use their speakers to tell us what they're going to do to our community to change it?
Yeah.
Instead of having a block party, this ain't no time to party.
Yeah.
This is time for change. This is time for us to run our government and stop all the corruption.
Cool.
That's what it's time for.
Thanks, man.
No time to party.
So, here's what we're going to do. We got two options. Like I said, it's a group effort. We can sit here for a little minute, take a break, catch our breath. That was a line. Y'all want to take a break? Y'all want to go?
We're going back to City Hall to have a real conversation.
1 minute. Okay, 1 minute, Joe. 1 minute.
Taking a quick minute breather, and then they're going to go back to City Hall. Taking a water break, handing out water, popping a squat, taking a breather. Can I see your shirt? Love it. Thank you. Were you guys at the event over there?
We started in the park with y'all, came over
Okay.
earlier,
Okay.
and then we're there where you guys came in and walked up.
Do you mind if I put you on camera? I'm live streaming right now. What I mean, we got as we walked by a sense of like kind of surprised by that group. What was your sense being in the crowd?
It was definitely a surprise to the folks in the group. They didn't seem to know how to respond, and they just kind of stuck to the script and said, all right, we're just going to pretend that's not happening.
What were they doing over there? I heard a song being performed.
Yeah, they had really just started.
Okay.
Maybe 3 minutes.
It's worth noting that that one was planned as a George Floyd memorial, and this is a march. So kind of different goals.
Well, that was the conversation that the three of us had before joining back with this group, which we were with yesterday, was there's a difference between an event and a movement.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be a part of the movement.
Is there anything either of you would like to add? Is there anything you would like to add to what he was saying about the difference between this and that organization?
Yeah, I think it's great to be able to pay your respects, but I think that the change is happening here. I think that it's a beautiful memorial over there, but this is we're pushing for change.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Looks like they're back on the move. What's interesting and the difference now is that hydration station truck is now taking the lead. Or Tupac, which I'm worried about might cut us off, but here comes Tupac.
Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us!
They're now chanting, walk with us.
March with us!
March with us.
March with us! March with us! March with us! Don't you come from here! March with us! 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 March with us!
Cop at DPDHQ checking out the activity.
March with us! 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 March with us!
This group is actively trying to get this group to fracture off and join. So it looks like the size has grown. That this people have joined this group from the other one, which was kind of absolutely the intent. They're now singing or chanting "Fuck Trump." helicopter has followed along. This car has been turned around. Oh, okay. Now there's a new megaphone, a real megaphone. Excuse me, ladies. I'm live streaming right now. Can I talk to you on camera? Because it looked like you were headed to DPD and then joined this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did.
Can you
saw that.
Yeah. Can you tell me why you joined this as opposed to going there?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Because this is real right here. Right over there, they pacifying things right now. Want to make everything look all nice and sweet, and they still doing the same shit out here. So back here, this right here, this makes them uncomfortable. Although we're doing it in a peaceful manner. Black Lives Matter.
This is who we're with. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Abolish the police. ACAB, 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 abolish the police.
Try to get in the shade a little bit here.
ACAB, abolish the police.
Are you pleased with the way the crowd has grown? Is that exactly what you're hoping for?
Yes.
I know these ladies said they didn't like what was happening over there. They said it was too pacifying.
I'm not surprised.
Black lives matter, blue lives matter. Black lives matter. Blue lives matter. Black lives matter. Blue lives matter.
Hey, Shima.
Black lives matter. Blue lives matter. Black lives matter. Blue lives matter. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say her
Try to get a
name.
set started.
Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George
The
Floyd.
crowd has grown, I'd say, by at least 50%.
Hands up. Don't shoot.
Not doubled.
Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. Hands up. Don't shoot. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
So as you heard, yeah, this was the intent, to walk past the other demonstration, which this group sees as
People who aren't black. They can't breathe. I want to hear you say, they can't breathe.
They
can't breathe.
in essence, they can't breathe.
They can't breathe. They can't breathe. They can't breathe.
Looks like these people are going to join in.
They can't breathe. What do we want? Justice.
There's a car that can't turn on to Lamar.
Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. First Street. First Street. First Street. First Street. First Street.
So that right there is a popular sign. Sex is cool, but have you ever fucked the system? This sign here is asking to defund the police. Crowd now chanting "fuck 12" as it passes back over 30 towards the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center on Lamar.
Yeah, let me hear y'all. Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter.
What is he saying? I think he said Blue Lives Matter and no one replied. We have a little bit of a stop down of cars trying to exit 30 as the march proceeds past. Taking a little bit of a breather. A little honking support from the exit ramp. I think they're gonna
Don't shoot!
Little honking of support. That'll give you a good sense of the scope of this crowd. I'd say it's at 200 now. And mercifully, K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center is providing some shade. Whew. I cannot stress enough how hot it is out here. It's hot out here. Yeah, I'd say we're about 200 people thus far, which is significantly more than the 50 that it started with back at City Hall. I think it's the front of the march is tiring some, the back is picking up the energy. We got a ticket sign, Fix the Shit Rich. Crowds are now on either side of the street. It's really something beautiful about the way these chants echo off in tunnels and overpasses. It was a good try, man. The group is gathering here at Memorial and Lamar under the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center.
Not the two names that we're just chanting, but everybody that has ever been a victim or murdered by police officers. So I have someone that get off the track to share what you said. I have someone right next to us that would like for us to pay respect to someone. She's going to let y'all know exactly who that person was and why he was murdered by police in Florida. And we are going to take the moment. We are going to say his name. We are going to pay respect.
I want to tell you about Cody McKay. He was a black transgender killed by the Tallahassee police. He was killed by the Tallahassee police. The police officer Kay hasn't been released as far as I know. He was a suspect in a stabbing and shot.
Say his name.
Say his name. Tony McDade. Say his name.
Tony McDade.
Say his name.
Tony McDade.
There is a police presence suddenly.
Hurry up, let's get moving.
Whose street is it?
Our street.
Whose street is it?
Our street.
Whose street is it?
Our street.
Whose streets?
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 Our street.
ACAB abolish the police.
ACAB abolish the police.
ACAB abolish the police.
ACAB abolish the police.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
Fuck these racist ass police.
No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police. No justice.
No peace.
Fuck these racist ass police.
So the father and daughter in a stroller.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
This is a chant that we've been hearing more and more as the week has gone on. As the message coalesced some and crystallized, it's now defund DPD.
Vote them out.
And now vote them out.
Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out.
Vote them out.
Force them out. Force them out. Force them out.
Force them out.
Force them out.
Force them out.
Force them out.
Force them out.
No justice.
No peace.
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 I'm live
No
streaming.
justice.
No peace.
No justice.
So you've got your daughter? Is that your daughter?
Justice.
When do we
I
want
think a lot of parents have been concerned about maybe bringing their children out. Is that a concern at all for you?
When do we
Of
want
course,
it?
keep our distance, we've got a mask on.
You speak up a little?
Yeah, it is, but we just keep our distance and keep our mask on, so be smart about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, things have been pretty peaceful since Monday.
Sure, yeah.
Is that what you're kind of resting on there?
Yeah, I mean, we keep a pulse on it, I think. I'm not worried. Obviously, it's something that needs to concern us. There's been a couple of times where we haven't taken her.
Looks like she's trying to get your attention. So I'm going to leave you alone. Thank you. So I don't know if you guys could hear. So he was just saying, yeah, he isn't concerned. He wants his daughter to see this. Crowd is now chanting, "Without that badge, you a bitch and a half."
Police. No justice. No peace.
No places.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No places.
Police.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
Defund DPD.
This way we're going to take me.
All right, we're back at Young and Lamar.
Get your knees off my neck. Get your knees off my neck. Get your knees off my neck. Get your
Circle up on attention.
As happened A block away, the crowd is now circling around the intersection at Young and Lamar. Alright, this is a pretty good indicator of the size of the crowd.
For the people that's just joining us, I'm just going to be 100% straightforward with you guys, okay? We're not an organization. We don't belong to no certain group. This is just people we have selected and came together over the course of the past week. We've been going to all of the organized protests and we just don't agree. They're all of them. In other words, they're babying the situation down. They're not being blunt, they're not being transparent, and they're really not being 100% honest either. So I personally have had enough of that. Yesterday was the 4 protests here. I was here from 10 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. yesterday. And every protest that I went to, excuse my French, it was bullshit. They were bullshit. So with this group right here, it's an open. For this group right here, it's an open mic. Whatever y'all want to say, whatever y'all want to chant, whatever y'all want to talk about, it's open floor. It is literally open floor. Whatever beliefs y'all have that y'all want to discuss, we're not here to judge at all. We're not here to get angry at you for whatever you believe in. It's here. So my personal goal for today is to have everyone by the end of this protest know what a protest truly is. What we're doing right now, this is a protest. When we say no justice, no peace, that means we're holding people up in the streets. We're disrupting people's dinners at 8 p.m. We're waking people up at night. That's what the no peace part means. So when we say that, because we're going into downtown again tonight, last night we had everybody paid. Let me tell you. And we can go to the party. Hey, that's why we're out. That's why I'm out here. I want everybody that's in this circle right now to know your why. It's cool to bounce from protest to protest to figure out why you really want to be here. That's fine. But by now, y'all should know why y'all are out here. Y'all should know by now why y'all are out here. So if y'all come up to me, which I don't mind at all, I come off a little rude, but I come strong nice. If y'all come up to me and ask me, oh, well, what are you doing? Well, what are you doing? Because if you're marching in this group, we're doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing if you're in this group. Right. If you're in this group and you believe we should defund the police, then I believe we should defund the police. Because nobody in this group has bad intentions, I hope. Nobody in this group is just saying stuff to get a good following, I hope. So I trust y'all. I really do trust y'all. Y'all want to say anything y'all want to say, I trust it with good intentions. So I'm going to let y'all say it. We're going to follow y'all. Because I'm not leading this. We're all leading this.
So this group is really taking like an open mic, borderline Occupy type mentality.
Say it again.
Fuck the police training bullshit.
He said, fuck the police training bullshit. Fuck police unions.
Everything y'all hear people chanting, this is what we're believing in.
I just want to say this is saying that it took me longer to become a licensed cosmetologist in the United States than it did for
This woman is saying it's taking her longer to be a licensed cosmetologist than it takes people to be police.
It took me 1,000 hours with these motherfuckers. It only takes
Literally, we all have more training. Honestly, for everybody that plays Call of Duty, y'all got more training.
More accountability.
Say it again.
More training, more accountability.
More training, more accountability.
Take our convictions away. 15-year-old convictions.
We're coming up.
I just want to come out.
Yeah, you're not pushing it. Flip it around. Yeah.
Alright. I just wanted to say something because this is my first protest that I've ever been in.
He said it's his first protest and he got applause.
Because our lives do matter, everybody's lives matter, but this is an issue that we need to solve right now and not later. And I feel like everybody that's coming out right now and speaking up for this shit,
We're at the intersection of Young
like
and
we have
Lamar.
purpose. We have purpose.
Yep.
If you're not speaking up for this shit, then you don't got purpose. And I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Talk that shit.
We all deserve to have good things in life. We all deserve to have peace. Every single last one of us.
Yep.
We walk past homeless people, and they can see the movement. We walking past these corporate businesses, and they can see the movement.
Got some traffic stopped along the way.
Yeah.
The residential neighborhoods, and they can see the movement. I'm tired of pretending that this shit don't matter when it does.
Right.
They're killing our people. And we are too. And we need to fix this right now. This is a problem with all of us. And we have to start here. And keep it moving forward.
Cars up, stopped to turn around.
Then we'll all fail.
All right, so first things first, boys. Like I said, thank you for coming up here, bro. Thank you. It's stuff that people need to hear. I just want to say, first of all, what we're doing out here, civil disobedience, that's something that, I see some people having a little bit of a problem with that. We're working with, the curfew is this time, and you only have to stay in this area. Nobody got anything done by following the rules and saying yes, sir, to the people that are shooting people. If I gotta stay in the middle of the street all damn night, you're damn right I will. Yeah. And it is not just their problem. It is not just your problem. It is not just a black, white, red, yellow problem. When they are done fucking over the black community, they're gonna move on to the Latino community. Then they're gonna move on to the gay community. And by the time it gets to us white people, there ain't gonna be nobody left to speak up for us. So, yeah, those people over at the police station are, they can do their thing. They think they're doing good on them. Then people that are staying at home and, posting their little black square on Twitter and then never doing no other shit, okay, y'all have fun. Start going out here and do work. As a Christian, and I know not everybody will live this, but as a Christian, I was told that we must live in faith and works. I'm doing work. What y'all doing?
I just want to come up here and send love and light to each and every one of you out here. May God protect us all. Because last time I went down to the police station, the chief gave a bullshit ass excuse. Yeah, she did. And she said she wanted us to peacefully protest, but got on her wall and called us fun. So I'm out here because I'm angry. And that means each and every one of you are angry. They tried to bury us, but didn't know they were planting seeds. So each one of you in this situation, you get up and grow. Every time somebody tries to bury you, get up and grow 10 times stronger. I love each and every one of you.
Okay, so I want to first off start by saying Happy Pride Month. The gay rights movement was started by a black trans woman. That's Stonewall. You fought for us, we will fight for you. I also wanted to say that this is a problem that is fucking over everybody in this country. It takes 770 hours minimum for a police officer to finish training in Florida. It takes over 7,000 hours to become an advanced interior designer. This is a problem. Over the past 9 years, 400 women were raped by police officers. That comes out to one every week. This is a fucking epidemic. Protect each other because we are all that we have. And goddammit, this community is giving me hope. Y'all are giving me hope. Thank you. Sorry, isn't working. Okay, sorry if my voice is a little. Sorry if my voice is a little hoarse. I was screaming down at Cop Out where they got a little racist people down there, so I was speaking for the ones who wouldn't. Anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all the story about George Stinney Jr. He is another black person who was murdered by the justice system. I actually did a presentation about him at school, and I asked people to raise their hands if they knew about him. And in a class of like 30 people, like 4 people raised their hands, which I thought is outrageous. Anyway, he was a 14-year-old. He was the youngest person, is still the youngest person in the United States to be executed, and he didn't even do it. It was 1944 in South Carolina, and these 2 white girls were found after they went missing, and George Stinney Jr. actually helped out in the search party. And he was too young and too naive, but he went up to a police officer and he actually told that officer, I saw these girls the day they went missing. And obviously, with that information, oh my God, a black person saw somebody, they gotta go to jail. So they arrested him, and 3 months later, he was sitting in that electric chair. And the only information that sent him to that chair was the fact that he saw those girls there that day. And that is why he's dead today. But that just is, it's so sad that almost nobody knows that story, so I thought I'd get up here and tell all you guys that story so that all y'all can tell everybody else, because that is a landmark case in United States history, and I'm appalled that that's not taught in schools. That's the youngest person to be executed by the United States because he was racially profiled, and nobody knows about it. That's outrageous. So I thought I'd let all y'all know about it. You should go home and do more research about George Stinney Jr. Say his name, George Stinney Jr. George Stinney Jr. Thank you. Please look up more about him because his story is absolutely tragic and not enough people know about him.
They actually proved in the 90s that he did do it. It was proven.
Right now, every one of you is on the right side of history. Don't get it wrong. Ever. This is the right side of history. Yes. Yes.
Saying this is the right side of history.
Are we supporting black businesses like we should? Let's get better. Let's get better at supporting black business. Let's get better at local government. Guess what? City council starting to do some shit. Let's get all of us on the police oversight committee. We're not thrilled with the chief of police. Let's vote her out. Let's vote out Ann Cochran. Let's vote out Ted Cruz. Let's get all of us motherfuckers up and out of our business, because this is our world now.
Very Young and Lamar.
This is our world now. We control it. This is control. This is our revolution. Do not stop here. Thank you, Chima, for getting all this set up. You're really.
That is the last speaker before the march keeps going.
First of all, I just want to say, first and foremost, Black Lives Matter. Second of all, I want to say, defund DPD. And third of all, I'm now talking to the non-black people that are here, particularly the white people. Listen up, y'all. This is great that you're here. It's awesome that we're here. Don't pat yourself on the back, though, and don't let anybody else pat you on the back. Okay?
You're supposed to be here. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not taking nobody from
You're supposed to be here. You are supposed to be here. Because guess who made this fucking mess? We did. White people. And so, you know what? It's great that we're showing up to these things. If you guys want to, I want you to keep showing up. Absolutely. But are you having the uncomfortable conversations? Right. Have you talked to that racist aunt on Facebook? Right. Have you confronted your whiteness even marginally close to with the aggression and the violence that white people have been inflicting upon black communities for centuries? I am calling on y'all to do the work. It's not about talking at the dinner table, well, oh, you know, Black Lives Matter, well, oh, you know, I don't. And fuck that. Why do we get to decide if Black Lives Matter? Black Lives fucking matter. What we need to be talking about at our dinner table is what is so fucking sick about our whiteness that we think that that is even a conversation we have the right to have. So, talk about your whiteness. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to your fucking sorority sisters. I don't give a shit. Have those uncomfortable conversations because we are the problem.
Say that shit.
Them other ones, not you. Them other ones, not us. You know.
Ain't that what they told you? Oh, that's not like you.
Yeah, you do. She can come to the barbecue, Dad.
I appreciate you guys very much. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go back up. We're going to go back up past City Hall because we had water out there. But we're going to go back up so we can get water, get snacks, and then we're going to head to Uptown and possibly Victory Park, like she said. So if y'all are ready, let's get it.
Hey, Shima.
All right, kids, let's advance the human condition.
All right, so this is a group
Okay, what you gonna do?
organized by this young woman, Shima, here. It's very much a democratic group. They're kind of open mic. We're now heading back to City Hall.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives
So we're heading back to City Hall now.
Yeah, we're heading back to City Hall for people to have more water and
Black
snacks.
Lives Matter.
I also received a news
Black
tip.
Lives Matter.
Are you okay?
No justice.
I received a
No
tip
justice.
that there are
No
artists
justice.
painting the words Black
No
Lives Matter
justice.
on City Hall at 8 o'clock.
You know what's crazy? I was talking to the four guys that you see me next to. We were planning that. We were literally.
I can't confirm it. We'll see. Because I heard at 8 o'clock.
Whoever wants to do it, I'm all for it. I don't care who does it.
I'm glad we're going there so I
Yeah,
can
so that we
catch
can see it. Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Thank you, Shima.
Thank you.
So as I said, yeah, we did get a news tip earlier. It says there might be some artists at City Hall painting the words Black Lives Matter onto the plaza.
No justice.
So we're going to check that out.
No racist. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist.
Come in.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
We're back on the move.
Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
So as you heard,
No justice.
ostensibly the reason to go back here is to get some water and snacks, regroup, and then head to Uptown.
ACAB abolish the police. 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 Fuck 12. When I say fuck, you say 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12.
really interesting to point out how smoothly this group has come together. Running out water. Hydration is very important.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! I say fuck, you say Trump! Fuck! 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 I say we are, you say the revolution, we are! We are! We are! We are! We are! Power to the people! 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 Fuck Trump! Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 What's his name?
Hey man, I'm at centraltrack.com. I'm live right now. Can I ask you some questions on camera? Can you tell me your name?
My name is Burnett McGriff.
And what brought you out here? Like, I know this is a kind of a very ad hoc, open mic, kind of democratic group. Can you describe some of those ideals?
Well, yeah, basically we're just out here to support the cause of black people as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, we want to fight the system of oppression, to fight the system of systematic racism. We are against anything that those ideals stand for, the ideals of white supremacy, and that any particular religion is supreme over another.
Yeah.
We are all for equality. We don't want black people to get any special treatment. We just want to be equal.
I'm gonna get a Gatorade from this lady. Thank you. Can you, why is it important that this group be separate from the other one?
I don't think it's necessarily important that we be separate, but we do want to make a statement in the fact that this group is not part of any political organization or any certain type of brand name. We're just a collective group of individuals who all share the same ideas against racism and oppression, and we want to make sure that that individuality is something that is accentuated, not necessarily the name of any single organization or anything of that nature.
Sure.
We just want to accent the individuality of each personal protester that is out here and make sure that all of them know your views matter just as much as ours.
And it seems like since initially leaving City Hall earlier, this group has grown. How much would you say it's grown? Is it doubled?
I would say it's at least doubled or tripled. So we're very proud to see. Yeah, we're very proud to see, you know, how much this group has grown, and this is not the first time that's happened. So,
yeah.
You know, it's the organicness that causes people to drive to it.
So earlier this week, thank you for your time, man. What was it again?
Bernard.
And where do you stay?
I live right here in Dallas, born and raised.
What part of town?
Oak Cliff.
That's your hood.
Yeah, I represent one of the minority communities that we are fighting for out here, so I definitely must be here.
All right, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So earlier this week, last weekend, there's a lot of graffiti up here. The city's already taken it down with the quickness. You can see some residual of that. So I did receive a news tip earlier that there are going to be some artists painting the word Black Lives Matter onto the plaza. So we're going to go check that out. There's a chopper above. Back at City Hall. Looks like the water and supplies are still in place to a degree. We're gonna go check on that group up on Marilla. See what they're up to. So they're just kind of hanging out here for a minute, catching their breath. We're gonna see this scene over here. Yeah, looks like that's what's happening. They're chalking the outline of the letters to say Black Lives Matter here on 1500 Marilla. They're chalking out the outlines now. See if we can find someone who can talk about what's going on here. Are you guys involved in this?
Sorry?
You guys involved in this?
Yes.
I'm with centraltrack.com. We're live right now. Can I ask you a couple questions on camera about it? I mean, I know what's happening. I got a tip. Can you tell me what's happening?
We are putting Black Lives Matter really big right here in front of Dallas City Hall.
Do you guys mind if I put you on camera? So it looks like you're spacing out the letters now.
Right.
We saw this happen in DC earlier in the week.
Right.
We're all losing track of days.
Right, yeah.
But why is it important to put that here?
I think it sends a really strong message.
Sorry, the airplane. Speak up a little if you don't mind.
It sends a really strong message. I mean, it pretty much lets City Hall know that this isn't going away and that we're not done. We're not stopping.
Yeah.
It's been 14 days so far, or 13 days so far.
Yeah, not slowing down.
As long as we can.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Is there anyone here who is like in charge who I should talk to?
I haven't found them.
Head back that way.
Just that general
somewhere over
Okay.
there.
That's Councilman Basil Dua. Is it going in chalk? Do you guys know or what? Is it going in chalk or paint or what? Okay. Sure. All right. You can see the chalk outlines. Councilman Medrano. Councilman Medrano. Pete with Central Track. Can I talk to you real quick? Can I follow? Can we walk and talk? No? All right, he said no. I got you. All right, check out the supplies. But yeah, they're spacing it out right now. Guys. So yeah, okay, this answers the question. This is paint. The rollers. So this will say Black Lives Matter. Go tell the other group. Let them know what's happening. So, also significant, there's usually water here. The city is taking it down. Let's go talk to the councilman. Thanks, guys. No, I mean,
she's over here.
Who is it?
I asked where she was.
Do you know her name? Stephanie?
Destiny.
Destiny.
Smith.
Okay.
Bye.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Destiny.
Hi.
Are you Destiny? Hi, I'm Pete Friedman with Central Track. You've been live streaming the protests all 11 days now. Can I put you on camera and tell me what's going on here?
Yeah.
Can you identify yourself?
My name is Destiny Smith.
And you're an artist, or?
No, I'm just a regular citizen, regular
I'm
mom.
gonna go this way. regular mom.
Resident.
In Dallas?
Yeah, I am, and I'm extremely concerned with the violence and how polarizing the response is. Right?
Yeah.
If this was civilians acting against civilians, then there would be complete outrage.
Yeah.
But when it's police acting against citizens and civilians, then we're asking for a bit of patience. We're asking for a bit of understanding, allow the system to do its job. And enough is enough.
So what are you doing here today?
Today we are going to
tonight.
remind, right, tonight, thank God for nightfall.
It's a lot cooler.
Hot.
Yeah, it was hot
It is
earlier.
hot.
We were marching.
So, our Dallas city officials' offices will overlook this
And
process.
there's some city councilmen over there.
There are.
Did you get approval or anything like this, or?
What we wanted to do is make sure that we didn't have any more nights of arrests.
Okay.
So we did reach out and we asked for the respect of our First Amendment rights.
Who did you reach out to?
We spoke with Council Member Chad West, and
Okay.
that's District 1.
And were they
and we had
receptive?
Support. There was some support
Okay,
from council
great.
members. It's not unanimous.
Okay.
We didn't expect for it to be, nor did we need it to be.
Okay.
We are exercising our free right. And I'm appreciative of the space to do so, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to
I
have
saw there's paint over there.
Absolutely.
Right? Is that permanent?
It is going to be a temporary paint, and here
Okay.
is why. There's a very concerning piece of this when it came time to remove something that was permanent or semi-permanent.
Okay.
A solvent would be necessary, power washing would be necessary, and I do not want to see the imagery of someone having to pressure wash away Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get the optics that
Yeah.
You don't want the person who never knew what this was to look up one day and you just see the blurb saying Black Lives Matter removed from City Hall.
Yeah.
That's not going to land well. So we don't want this to have to be a permanent conversation to have, that we're permanently having to say, my Black life matters.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to say that to you every day. We shouldn't have to chant up and down the streets of Dallas and Fort Worth and the sub-cities to get that message across. And where we appreciate this moment and having this here, this is just a reminder to our city officials that it will look you in the face every time you turn your head, that we want reform, and more than reform, we want to reallocate funds from Dallas Police Department back into the community. We want to see that money go into our education system. We want to see that money go into our health system for the Black community. We want to stop criminalizing Blacks. We want to make sure that there is an equal justice for all. So,
how many people do you have helping you out tonight, and how did you go about recruiting them?
We went with a couple of shifts. There's an 8 to 10 and 10 to midnight.
Okay, so you think it'll take until at least midnight, right?
It's good. Yeah, it's massive. This is 600 plus feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, this is massive. And
Why? And doing it here again because this is the seat of city government.
Absolutely, but when you think of protests, and if you look far into the distance, there's some protesters down there that were just marching.
Yeah, we were following them.
Yeah. So with that, most protests have either started or ended here at City Hall.
Yeah, this has been a very big
right. So I
gathering
think it's
point.
important. There's something that resonates when you're walking over what you are fighting for.
Sure.
I'm fighting for you to understand that my Black lives matter. And when we meet here and we're chanting and supporting one another, and the allies of the community are here, and we're all fighting for change, it's important to be able to see that this is historic.
And the plan is it'll stretch the entirety of this Marilla block.
It will. That's 600 plus feet in length, so it's long and narrow, about 48 feet.
So 48 feet by 600 feet.
Yeah, it's massive.
Well,
that's a lot of paint.
That's a lot of paint. How'd you get the paint? You guys, did people help donate it? Or?
There was an anonymous donor.
Oh, great.
And they said, hey, we understand that there is something very, very wrong that's going on in the country, and there's a bit of privilege that needs to be acknowledged, and we're not fearful of saying that it's a white privilege.
Sure.
That shouldn't be something. If we don't run from criminalizing black men and women, we can't run away from acknowledging white privilege.
Absolutely.
And in this moment, we have the opportunity to come out and have someone say, we want to support you being able to express what you're feeling to City Hall.
Yeah.
So maybe you weren't out here the last time we chanted. Next time you're in your office, you'll see it though. So that was the overall goal here. And that anonymous donor, we're going to respect their wish to remain anonymous.
Okay, but do you know how much money was put into paint?
You know, I asked not to know.
Okay, but it's a lot, right?
I don't want to know because we have not only paint, but there's tape. If you want to pan over, they're currently taping right now the lines to make sure that this thing remains straight and that the aerial doesn't look like my 4-year-old did.
Yeah, so how are you doing that? Like, is it just taping it off?
Artist JD Moore gridded this bad boy out.
Okay.
You'll notice the lines that are going the length of the plaza. We'll place the tape down and then we'll go back probably closer to the 10 o'clock hour and get this thing painted down.
Okay.
And whenever it rains, it's going to wash away. So we want to be very clear.
What is the rain forecast?
Nothing in the next 8 days.
I love the excitement with what you said.
Nothing in the next 8 days. Thanks, Mom. My mom said she saw rain today. Now, I never saw it come out of the sky, but we wanted to make sure that we didn't chance it. So,
okay, do you know how many people in total are working on this with you tonight?
We expect to have somewhere in the 100 range.
If people are watching, because we're live right now and they want to come out, are they welcome to join? And
We're not going to tell you not to come. What we ask that you remember if you come out is that this is a very meticulous process.
Yeah, you're not just going to come out right now and slap paint down, right?
You're not just going to walk up and grab a brush and start.
Okay.
We have a limited number of rollers, but limited number of rolls of tape. But support, grabbing water, taking water to people that you see getting dehydrated, switching out. We're certainly not going to say that you cannot come out. We encourage you to come out if you just want to see it go down. We ask if anything you come from.
Do you want support? Do you want people? You want spectators?
Yeah, you're welcome to come and spectate. We just ask that you let this remain a peaceful show of support for Black Lives Matter. We do not want anyone to come out and distract from what's going down.
Okay.
Because this is a lot of work. This is a lot of time, a lot of man hours.
So you're not looking for people to chant necessarily or anything like that?
Come and do. No, who am I to say? No, I'm exercising my free speech.
But you just want them staying out of the way of the work.
Stay off the plaza. Gotcha. Stay out of the way. Remain respectful that we are dealing with. We're a very sensitive project. Yeah. So, right now, yes, things are getting more unified, and where we appreciate that, we don't want to distract from the message at hand.
Well, I think it's an impressive undertaking, just objectively, to write something that large.
Thank you.
And I wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time, Destiny.
Absolutely.
Let me give you a sticker.
Thank you. Yeah, so you can look this up.
Yeah.
Gonna save your life? I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've been saving them all.
Awesome.
We got so many ridiculous hours number of footage this week. Here you go.
You're awesome.
Thank you, Destiny.
Best to you.
All right, I'm going to set up over here for just a half second, get my charger in order, and go from there. The group that we were with earlier is now blocking off that intersection over there. I don't think they're really aware of what's happening here. Let's sit down for 1 second. I'm gonna get my chargers in order. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Alright, it looks like we lost the marching group. So I think I'm going to stick here for a minute. Just check out this process. Got a drone and a chopper. I believe right now, at the same time on our Instagram feed, there is a conversation going on with editor Alex Spicer of Central Track and also mayoral candidate Miguel Solis, who wrote a pretty scathing column bemoaning city leadership right now and their lack of action. So if you want to take a break from that, you're welcome to go check, or from this, you want to check that out, by all means. Both of these will be saved and shown at a later date, or saved to be watched at a later date. Yeah, I think we lost the marchers, but this is a pretty significant group. And we will be watching these people and seeing what happens. Looks like the charger is working, so that's great news. Council members, I'm live right now. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your thoughts on what's happening here.
Yeah, so they're doing Black Lives Matter on the plaza. Better Block is...
Can you just identify yourself?
I'm Adam Basildua, and I am District 7 council member. There's also Lee Kleinman, District 11, and Mayor Pro Tem Medrano, District 2. And Chad West is actually who has...
I believe he's who the artist reached out to. I believe.
Yeah, he's just been spearheading this effort, and we saw what they did in DC, and we think it's going to be really cool to have done here. And pretty soon, I also think that we're going to have a pride flag that we're going to be able to put up there. And
Put where on those poles?
Well, you yeah.
Did you not mean to say that on camera?
I did not mean to say that.
Thanks, Councilman.
Yep. But I'm really excited. So by midnight, it's going to be done.
All right. So this is a city council endorsed effort, which is interesting. We lost the march. And I apologize for that. But I think what's happening here is pretty important as well. As you can see, so this is one of... I'm just going to turn the camera around here. Oh, hi. So yeah, this is one of really 3 efforts we've seen tonight, right? There's the gathering led by Next Generation Action Network at TPD. There is the march, the kind of democratically organized march that is taking to the streets and going through Uptown. And then there's this artist effort. Councilman Kleinman, I'm with CentralTrack.com. Can I ask you a couple questions? I'm sorry. Let me pull up my mask. I'm with CentralTrack.com. We're a media outlet. We've been covering Dallas for 8 years now. I can give you a sticker, and you can look us up later.
No, I've seen some tweets and stuff like that.
Here you go. Here's a sticker. You don't want it? What's going on here? In your words.
Well, I think we're just making a statement here and showing the world what the city of Dallas stands on Black lives.
I think it's safe to say, from those who watch City Hall pretty closely, that you are among the more conservative members on the council. Why is it important that you are here to endorse this message?
Because I'm a believer in the Constitution, and I'm a believer in people's freedom of speech and right to assemble and pursuit of happiness. And if we're doing things that impair that for any community member, that's problematic.
What's your sense of the activity in the last 11 days now here in Dallas and the city's response to it?
I think the activity level has been really good. I think it's bringing a high degree of awareness. What's really interesting is it's bringing awareness above and beyond just the city. Now we're seeing marches and rallies in the suburbs who generally flee this type of activity. I think that's been really interesting and very supportive. We even hear the governor who is saying, you know, how important it is for people's rights. And I mean, I would say historically the governor's been very supportive of the urbanized areas. That's been a real problem for us on the council, but he seems to have gotten the message as well. And it's and that's all really good. It's kind of unfortunate that it's taken this long to bring it to this level of attention. I mean, we had our own situation right here in Dallas recently with both and Gene, and that brought out a fair amount of activity, but it didn't get the overwhelming activity like we're getting now.
Does that surprise you that that did not get the reaction?
It kind of does. It kind of does.
Do you have any understanding as to why that might have happened?
You know, we got this somehow a national movement. I don't know if it's just people's frustration.
Sure.
I don't know if it's people have. I mean, actually, I think people do have more time to think about becoming activated
because of the
COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a woman I talked to earlier this week who said to me, you know, I was in the service industry. I was working in a restaurant. I got laid off. She said, so now my job is to be an activist. I'm taking the time. I'm emailing council members. I'm talking to folks. I'm participating in marches. So maybe it's made that availability. I think also the COVID thing, interestingly enough, I think it's having people kind of rethinking their priorities.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent 3 months not really with a lot of consumerism.
Yeah.
And they're kind of thinking, maybe I don't need to do all that.
Would you say that's true of yourself as well?
Oh, yeah.
Your priorities have changed some? How so?
I mean, I just don't think I need to go to the store every day.
You need to go to the store every day? Yeah, sure.
You know, I think that I've become more inward focused. I've tried to think in terms of what's important to me and my family. It was important to me at the time, you know, in March, you know, I broke my dad out of the old folks home and I brought my daughter home from New York.
Sure. Your family here?
What?
Your family's here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I, you know, and we spent 3 months in pretty confined circumstances, especially with my 90-year-old dad.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, you know, everybody kind of learns to live together.
Well, the pandemic is not over. You're coming out here. Your father is in the at-risk age.
Very much so.
So was there concern of coming out here with that?
I mean, I probably would not be here tonight except he's moved to my brother's.
Okay, gotcha.
But quite honestly, I wouldn't. Matter of fact, just since these series of events started, these are the first time I've been to City Hall since February.
Wow. I know today there was a pretty long and at points contentious special meeting a couple days ago, and then today you guys were again had a special meeting with Chief Hall where she talked about some changes that like no chokeholds, announcing before shooting, things like that.
Right.
What actions do you think the city is going to enact on its own in terms of legislation?
So I think I'm hoping we're going to look very seriously at limiting the association and union's activity and political activity.
Limiting the union? Okay.
I think that's really key. There's a lot of money that goes into campaigns and a lot of endorsements go into campaigns.
Sure.
And then when it gets time, that budget season, no one will look at anything. It's all, you're all defunding the police, which you're not doing. You're just making allocation choices.
Well, okay, so I know budgeting is coming up.
Right.
One of the major rallying cries nationally and here, I mean, I was following a march that went from here to DPHQ and then back, and now they're, I think, heading to Uptown. One of the frequent chants throughout is defund DPD.
Right.
Is that an actual consideration on the table in your mind?
Not that broad stroke. I think what the consideration really is
but to a degree, do you think that the funding can go down?
The budget, yeah.
Historically, over the years, Dallas, like a lot of the commentary surrounding DPD has been that it lacks funding, that it doesn't have enough officers, that it can't afford to compete in terms of hiring. So these are kind of, they're opposing notions, but is that, what does that mean to you?
If you would follow what I've been saying in budget season for the last 7 years, it's not that.
Okay. So then can you explain?
Yes. So example, the argument that we don't have enough police. No, it's we don't have enough police in patrol. Every chief in the nation will tell you that the best way to get crime down in neighborhoods is have police in patrol. When Chief Hall came on here, I think 60% of our department was in patrol, which meant 40% of our department was sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not necessarily the right number, it's how you use them. It's
You mean the funding number? Oh, the
Right.
actual the funding and the number of
That's right.
cops.
In other words, if you get more cops in patrol, you don't have to hire those cops.
Yeah.
If you can take cops out of desk jobs,
Yeah.
if you can take, I mean, we have 14 cops that are full-time recruiters.
Sure.
They travel around the country looking for other cops.
Sure.
Like more people like they are.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we put those 14 cops in patrol and hire an HR company that's designed to recruit people that fit what we're trying to accomplish?
Sure.
You know,
What another thing that has been repeated throughout the chants is training reform. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, do I ever? Close the academy.
Okay.
$25 million we spend on that, and all they do is...
What is the total Dallas budget on police right now?
About $800 million.
800 million.
Yes.
I've seen
Well,
500
I'm
million.
sorry, public safety. So that includes fire. That's
Okay.
right.
So 500 at police.
500 police, about 300 on yes.
I think one thing that I have seen firsthand is just how militarized the police is. I've seen SWAT, like insane SWAT trucks,
Right.
crazy riot gear.
Right.
Is that something
And
that?
you're editorializing when you say insane SWAT trucks. and
Okay,
crazy
sure.
behavior. But yes, you're
I think
right.
it's objectively insane.
I think so too.
But that's it. So I mean, is it safe to say that some of the funding will be diverted away from some of that?
I sure hope
If
so.
is that your hope?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason. Let's take, for example, a paramilitary rifle, an AR-15.
Sure.
Why should our police department even have them?
Yeah.
If it's
We're talking long guns, right? Yeah.
Yes. If it's that bad here, then that's when you do call the National Guard.
Now, the counter argument, I think, just to play devil's advocate, would be if you look at a night like 7/7/16, the cops would say they needed that kind of arsenal that night.
For one shooter?
I think they'd say that.
The crowd didn't. It wasn't like the crowd unloaded on
Sure.
the cops. I
Sure.
mean, they had one rogue shooter. I mean, it was a bad situation. There's no question. But you know what? Right after that, all of a sudden we funded like all this protective gear.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know how much you know about
Yeah.
ballistics, but the stuff we bought isn't going to protect them from that kind of shooter.
Right.
A high-power rifle like that.
So I think another thing that people are learning, or I think that people were generally appalled at, was some of the decorum between City Hall the other night. Do you have any thoughts on that? I think it's safe to say that is probably not par for course. These have been long meetings, but what went down the other night with some of that screaming and back and forth, particularly between some council members and also between the mayor and the city manager?
Just a perception of the need for power and control, and an argument over that in the midst of all this.
Do you think that? What are your thoughts on that?
I'll reserve.
Okay. I think your eyes are saying some of it. But thank you, Councilman. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. It looks like we fully lost the other march. But we're going to hang out here and check this out, which I think is a pretty cool thing.
You know, I talk to you guys, but I don't talk to scorecard.
Scorecard?
Texas scorecard.
Oh, okay.
Not the Empowered Texans guys.
Sure. I mean, well, we're the voice of the youth.
Well, you guys are the full extended of the spectrum.
I suppose, yeah. Well, thank you, Councilman. Mayor Pro Tem, I haven't talked to you yet. Can I get you on camera? Tell me a little bit about what's going on here tonight and what your thoughts are on it.
Oh, there
This is Mayor Pro Tem Medrano, who represents District 2.
The best district.
The best district, okay.
Everybody says it's not, but Deep Ellum, Farmers Market, all the good stuff.
Can you just speak up a little with the chopper noise?
And my math.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the community's out here. They're going to paint Black Lives Matter across the plaza here at City Hall, similar to what they did in D.C.
Yeah.
I wanted to come out and be a part of it. I think it's going to be great, and I'm ready to get to work. So.
Are you going to be laying down paint?
Yeah, we're going to do paint. And
You
I
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I'm not good at the tape because I might be crooked. But yeah, we're definitely going to come be painting and helping out.
So given that you do represent District 2, there's been a lot of attention given some of the property damage that happened in downtown and Deep Ellum, particularly last Friday and Saturday nights. What are your thoughts on that? Have you spoken to the business owners down there, and what is the sense that you've gotten from them?
Yeah, no, I was actually out Saturday night, and so I saw it happening with my own eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the next day, you know, Deep Ellum is a community, we're a family, and we got together and we started cleaning up and repairing windows. We even had the Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki out there.
Yeah, that was
you saw
loud.
that.
Yeah,
So,
we definitely
we
saw
came
that.
together, and we understand the people's frustration. They're upset at this time, and so we just came together as a community in each downtown farmers market and cleaned up and repaired the windows and keep on moving forward. And it's glad to see that it's a lot more peaceful now, and I think that's how it is going to be going forward.
I think we've
we're
seen.
going to stop marching until we see change, and I'm committed to that.
What change do you hope to see and enact?
So I think that we're going to see some money taken from DPD and put into community programs, which
Like what?
Housing, homelessness, different
Sure.
recreation, different things like that. So definitely looking forward to working on that with the community involvement.
Do you think there's a consensus among city council that that's the play?
I do.
Yeah?
I really do. I haven't heard different.
You think it's unanimous?
Not totally unanimous, but close.
Okay. I was just talking to Councilman Kleinman about this. I think City Council got a lot of attention over the weekend for some of the video that came out of the almost 9-hour special meeting. What is your reaction to the way things went down towards the end of that meeting?
Oh, I think that we need to be together, and it showed a little bit of friction between several council members. I mean, we're people. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their way the way they want to try to lead.
Yeah.
And like I said, every night I've been in these protests.
Yeah.
Every night I've been. I saw the violence, and I saw the destruction of Deep Ellum, Victory Park. I was there. I wanted to be there firsthand.
Yeah.
As a leader, I believe you should be there firsthand. And I was at the bridge as well. And so, you know, everybody has their version of what could have happened, what we should have done. You know what? We need to move forward.
Okay.
We need to be together. And I think we're going to get there, you know.
What, I think you hit the nail on the head just now when you said people are going to keep marching until there is change. I know there's some budget meetings coming up where some of the things like defunding DPD and whatnot are on the table. But yeah, these people are going to keep marching until then. Is there any expedition that can be done in that process? And how quickly do you see it being enacted?
So we don't adopt the budget until September.
Okay.
And so we have that much time until September to decide on how we want.
Can't there be a resolution passed in the meantime to announce that?
Well, something might happen tomorrow, so you got to pay attention tomorrow.
Do you think? Are you telling me to pay attention tomorrow?
Yeah, pay attention tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow? There's a special meeting tomorrow.
There's something gonna happen tomorrow. So
What time?
Noon.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. All right, you heard it here first. Something's happening tomorrow. That's really interesting. So we got a couple of interesting, I think, accidental scoops just now. Mayor Pro Tem Medrano, council member representing District 2, fighting District 2, told us that there will be some sort of announcement tomorrow from City Council. Councilman Bazaldua said he expects that a pride flag will be joining these flags in the coming, future at some point. Sounds like we've got some marchers approaching. Let's see if that's the same group we saw before. What's up, man? I'm all right. So this, I can't tell if this is an entirely new group. I don't think this group is at all aware. Corey, right? I'm Pete Freeman with CentralTrack.com. We've interviewed you before about the situation on 7/7.
Yeah.
When you got, was it your brother or was it you?
Yeah.
It was you?
Me and my brother.
You and your brother who got in trouble for open carrying at that. You're out here. You haven't been scared away?
No, man. No.
Where is this the group from DPDHQ?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is with the Next Generation Action Network?
Yes, sir.
Where are they headed?
City Hall.
Are you aware, is this group at all aware of what's happening here right now?
I think they are.
They're painting the words Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I'm with this group over here.
Okay, thank you, Corey. So Corey, it was your brother Mark Hughes, right?
Mark Hughes,
Yeah. So that was Corey. That's Corey Hughes. His brother Mark Hughes was who DPD wrongly fingered at first. So this is a larger group than the other fractured group. Hey, Adam, is Councilman West here? Okay, thank you. Natalie, you know what's happening here? You know what's happening here? We're painting the words Black Lives Matter. How's it going? How are you guys doing? Hi, I'm Pete with Central Track. I'm good, how are you? So this is the group that was at DPD earlier, that the other group we were following along marched past. So, all roads lead to City Hall.
We're on the corner on the other side of the campus.
Let's go inside, see what's happening here.
That everyone that looks in office in this building
Excuse me.
has to make sure that what is being on this ground actually reflects in their laws, policies, ordinance, and ways of life.
That is Dominique Alexander.
Alright, guys, how y'all doing today?
Excuse me.
Yes! Alright, I wanted to ask you guys, first off, this is my partner here, Destiny Smith. We are part of Change DFW 2020. All the way up here. Perfect. We are part of Change DFW 2020. Y'all see us on Facebook? Yeah! There we go. We are also partnered with the
Dominique.
as well. They have helped us together.
Dominique, can I ask you a quick, hey, what's up, man? Can I ask you a quick question? There's a march that was walking past that other demonstration earlier. Did you notice that? Were you aware of it?
I don't know what they were,
Okay.
or whatever and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, of course, there were several different marches today, and of course, I know that there were people that were doing it right before us, so we're all together demanding justice, you know?
Great. Are you aware of what's happening on City Hall right now?
Yes, I am. I just wanted them to announce it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right, thanks, Dominique.
I didn't want to take that thunder. I wanted them to scream.
All right.
Yes, DC made a powerful statement by saying Black Lives Matter, but we know that's right. So the issue with DC is the mayor didn't.
All right, that is Destiny Smith, who's going to announce the crowd what's happening in front of City Hall.
It's right on the steps of Dallas City Hall. We want to remind them when they look outside their window that Black Lives Matter. Always matter. We didn't just start matter. We did matter. And in this moment, we want to make sure that you use your voice for unification, that you use your voice to advocate for putting money back into our community, that we defund the police department and put a black voice. So we appreciate you here. If you can grab a paintbrush, awesome, but we're not at that point yet. So let's keep it very on message. Don't get distracted, not easily distracted. We're not going to be silent. So Black Lives? Black Lives? All right, y'all.
So one of the things we're about to do is we're going to march, right? We're going to march back. But I believe they're not, she just said they're not quite there, but you can use some volunteers, right? Much later, right? So here's the thing. What time it is now? 8:45. So what time y'all think that might be? About 10. Around 10 o'clock. You're not doing anything. Y'all can come here and volunteer, all right? Right? Because, hey, real quick, y'all want to know this, real quick. Murillo Street is named after a Confederate soldier, all right? So at the end of the day, we want it not to stop here. So as this small gesture comes, we want to make sure that it follows with the policies. I see some city council people out here. I want to thank their voices, thank them for being out here. I definitely want to acknowledge them. But also, we're excited about seeing this because this has shown that Dallas has came a long way, all right? Dallas came a long way, all right? This didn't happen when I first started in 2014. You couldn't even talk about this, all right? So we got to take wins, but we cannot stop. We cannot take this small gesture, and we cannot, like I said before, we can't take their Black Lives Matter. We can't take their meals until their policies, and yes, their what? Their laws, their actions match what they are saying, all right? Y'all get it? Hey, real quick, I want y'all to say a real big thank you to that organization and all of the volunteers. Say that one time. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to you.
How y'all doing?
Corey, what do you think of the turnout tonight? What do you think of the turnout tonight?
It's really good, man.
Yeah.
You know, one thing about protesting is not easy.
Yeah.
We, as a country, have been protesting now, I believe, for 10 days straight, maybe 11 days.
It's 11 days in Dallas, and it's like 15 across the country.
And so, you know, in recent history, if we protested this long, by now it would be 10 people.
Yeah.
You know, but I think, you know, the world watching George Floyd be murdered, it touched people from a moral perspective, mental, emotional, and spiritual. I think on a spiritual level, it touched America.
Yeah.
And so I think the reason you see such passion is that for years we've been conditioned to ignore it. Well, you can no longer ignore this. And so we're going to keep going until we get change.
All right, thanks, Corey.
There's no more feeling. There's no more hands up, don't shoot. We are no longer begging for our lives because they do not care. If they saw us as people, if they saw us as someone that they could care for, we would have no reason to say that. So there's no longer time for us to be begging people who do not have a heart for us. They do not care, love, or feel like they even need us. So there is no reason for us to be hands up and they don't shoot. Because guess what? We're not hands up and they still shoot. And then they reaching down, they reload, they flip, and they shoot. Not begging anymore. Please, as we walk, if you have a problem with it, if you feel like it's too radical, I want you to know that they are killing us and going to sleep like it's nothing. Words should not offend you. Actions that are defending someone's lives should never offend you. Because they are killing us with no justification and no apology. Nothing will bring our lives back. So at this point, if you are not angry enough, we appreciate your time. And we thank you so much for the fact that you came out here. It meant so much. Please rest easy. But for those of you who are really angry, for those of you who really want change, for those of you who are sick and tired, we are fighting. And the fight does not end with George Floyd, because since George Floyd, so many others have lost their lives. He is just the one that we are screaming for right now. But do not forget that there are so many others
ambulance. The crowd is letting the ambulance through.
That's a real choice. And would be justified. Okay, so back to what I was saying, okay? We was quiet, but we talking. Nah, seriously though, y'all, we laugh, we joke, and we do need to love each other. But I want you guys to remember a few things. You cannot beg someone who does not see you as a person or like them for your life. Also, being out here, your safety is first. No matter what it is that you are doing, do not march outside of that person and not get their information. Do not leave here without loving on them, making sure that they make it home safe. You take their numbers because you know what they do? They get us when we are alone. When we leave all of this crowd, that's when somebody gets snatched and nobody will ever know what happened to you. Let somebody know you make it home safe. Let somebody know who you are. We love you. Each and every last one of us out here. We are fighting for each other. So I need you guys to be safe. Stay close. It's not a race. If you need a break, it's cool. We can chant in sections. We can go and say, all right, I'm a little tired, you go. It's fine. So Saturday, June 13th at 1 p.m. at Rivershaw Park, we will be having it is a Black State of Emergency rally. Please share the flyer, go on NGAN, Facebook, Next Generation Action Network. Share
Black
the
State of
flyer.
Emergency
Very important for us all to be out.
Saturday at 1
We have
p.m.,
to stand
June
together.
13th.
So many organizations in Dallas, and I don't understand why we
At
are
Rivershaw
not
Park.
one. But we need to make sure that we are one that day. Because I'm telling you right now, we are their biggest fear. I see black, white, brown, Asian, every single. It's so many colors out here. Let me tell you something. One of them. So many of us. It's all majority and minority. It's only for the people who have the power. But guess what? It's game over. We taking that power. They don't have it anymore. It's ours. We fund them. We pay them. So we're taking that shit back. It's ours. Stand up and fight back. I love y'all. Fist up! Fist up! Fist up! Fist up! Fist up! Fist up!
Jeremy, are you aware of what's going on over here? They're painting Black Lives Matter.
I Facebook messaged you guys.
Oh, did you? Okay, sorry. Hey, sorry I haven't gotten the video up yet. It's not going on. I'll be up soon. Have fun.
Our streets! Our streets!
Excuse me.
Our streets! Our streets!
We got a dog and some water. Well-behaved women. Seldom make history.
That's right.
Thanks, guys. This group is headed back to DPD HQ. Let's check in again over here at the progress on the art project. What's up, man? So, for those who might be new, we are in front of Dallas City Hall, where artist activists are taping off a 600-foot stretch of Marilla Avenue, I'm not entirely sure. And they will be writing the words in temporary paint, but in paint, to say Black Lives Matter, which is something that the Omni Hotel actually refused to put on its facade. So there's a significant number of people here now assisting in the cause. We've got the paint out. And they are kind of gridding off Marilla. You can hear the cheers of the march behind us as it walks back towards walks back towards City Hall. Or, excuse me, towards DPD HQ. I think we might sign off for now. And make sure we got some photographers out here to document this. But yeah, these protests are not stopping. We got teased a little bit by Mayor Pro Tem Medrano, but there should be an announcement tomorrow at noon about funding the police. So we look forward to that. And let's see. I am Pete Friedman with CentralTrack.com. If you support this coverage and would like to see more of it, please visit patreon.com/CentralTrack or CentralTrack.com/help. And we thank you guys for watching. We will be out here as long as it takes. Thanks, guys.